Hey, Michael Waring, thank you very much for jumping on this call.
Right.
I've asked you to jump on this call to just let's have a bit of a natter with a cup of tea over everything that we've been doing for Bromley Energy and prior to that TGHE and just generally, working alongside us for the last few years. So can you just give me a bit of an intro, or for people that are watching, a bit of an intro of who you are, where you are?
Yeah, I'm Michael. We're a small installation company based in Bromley, predominantly doing heat pump installations now. We're as always a boiler installer, service repair. But in the last couple of years, we've seen a real takeoff in heat pumps. And yeah, we're sort of changing people's opinions on heat pumps that they do work when they're designed properly and installed properly. They do work.
So let's just go back to the start of working alongside TGHE before you went full in on heat pumps. I'm a big fan of kind of saying to people, we don't build websites, we don't do social media, we don't do PPC. We're building a sales platform, and what that always has to start with for me is strategy. Yeah. So can you just talk us through what you can remember of them early calls about talking about strategy, what we were going to do for TGHE, and then how we move forward with Bromley?
Yeah, I think it was a few years ago now that we sort of started, well, when we met each other and started working together. But I'd always been a fan of yourself and others of how we can improve our business in general. We wasn't happy with our existing website people who sort of meant to look after it for us. Then obviously Digital Toolbag come about. I think we was one of the early of that. So yeah, since then, and we at that time we was all in on boilers. We was looking at how we're going to improve ourselves in the boiler space in our local area, and we did see improvements there. And with us doing more on heat pumps and air conditioning, TGHE, Thames Gas Heat and Electrical, didn't really represent us correctly. And then through the strategy of yourself of rebranding to capture that in the name of the business, we now trade as Bromley Energy, which sort of gives us a wider net to cast to incorporate other things like heat pumps. Now we're doing a lot of water mains, we're doing drainage without having to rebrand or go again. It's all one.
Good. So you don't, you're happy that I suggested maybe we need to tweak this for the future.
Yeah. Is having the trust and confidence in yourself to do the rebrand. I suppose without that, I'd probably still be thinking about it. So yeah, I'm glad we've done it.
So the future for Bromley Energy: heat pumps, aircon, water. You've mentioned drainage. Will you move into any sort of electrical work, any solar work, or just going to stick with the pipes?
Long term, I'd never say never. If we can find the right staff that can deliver the standards that we expect of our work and the attitude that we expect from our staff, then yeah, it's something we'll definitely look into. But at the minute, we're concentrating on, we've got good staff around us. They know our expectations, and that's why we're good at what we do. That's why we've got a great reputation in the space, and it's only getting better and better.
Brilliant. Let's just zone in a little bit without sharing the screen and showing what we went through. But can you just remember? I think it was last Easter. It was last Easter.
Probably, yeah.
I'm away with my
year,
family, and we was working on your brand kit. I think it was just before Easter. February. Was it February last?
I reckon it was, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at your logo. I'm jealous of that logo because I kind of wish I was like, that's really nice. I could have had that.
Everyone loves our branding, and that logo don't do it justice. To be fair, you're better off looking on our website and see our branding properly.
That's the flat white version to stick out on your shirts. So, what can you remember about about that few weeks that we were going through? I can remember you having a flower, the Bromley flower, and that's on the Bromley
Yeah,
coat of
yeah,
arts. I can remember you having the horse, because we were talking about the strategy of chess.
yeah.
Went through a few different variations of what that icon would would be, and then we landed on that. What else can you remember about as we went through the brand kit?
There was sort of plenty of variations of different types of logo, different type of text. I think we actually got to the final design quite quickly, even with a little bit of back and forth. Colors, happy with the colors. Again, there's some more colors than you can imagine, but we got to the bottom of what colors we want. And we get loads of comments on our logo, on our branding. People, it looks smart, neat.
The colors were easy for you. I can remember the colors were. I've gone back and forth with people
Yeah.
about colors, but yours was easy. So just a bit about, and kind of going back and forth between the strategy and the branding here. But what we didn't really cover too much of, well, why Bromley Energy? Why the name like that, rather than Thames Energy, rather than Thames Gas
Yeah,
and Electrical?
so we settled on Bromley Energy. We're based in Chislehurst, which is in Bromley. We've already got a lot of customers in that area, and I felt Bromley Energy is more of an authoritative name in that area. It's not tied to just me. The business might outgrow me, so I don't want it. I'm proud of it, and I put my name everywhere with Bromley Energy. But yeah, if their business outgrows me, it might be someone else owns Bromley Energy one day.
Built to sell, eh?
Yeah, built to sell. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, everything we do, we are trying to, whether it's sold or not, we are trying to do everything we can that makes it attractive for someone to want to buy. It don't
Good.
mean we'll sell it to them, but if
It's giving options for the future,
yeah,
my friend. You and your family may be on a beach somewhere one
yeah,
day. Okay, moving forward to next stage of what we worked on. So we did originally rebuild a website for you, whatever, 3 years ago or so. Your original website, we created the V2 of this. I think I can remember you then saying, "Can you create some heat pump pages back in the
yeah,
day?" And I argued, "Oh, that was it. It's because I'd released the V of our website, and you said, I like the look of that. Can you rebuild my V2 to look like this?" And I
yeah,
said, "Well, if for the time and effort that goes into that, if we're going to do that, if we're going to rebuild a site that we've already built, just in style, then maybe we should consider the branding." Okay.
yeah.
So if you could just talk us through, the original build was quite some time ago, but then how we went about building the new site for you with the new brand.
Yeah, so originally you took over an existing website and gave us a V2 of that website. Then we see something you developed. Then we see something you developed for another website, and it caught my eye with just the way it was set out, the way the images moved, the whole website really. I was really impressed with it, and I thought I wouldn't mind a bit of that. So that's why we reached out to you again to say, look, can we have something like this? And it coincided, good timing, a conversation with yourself about the branding. So we rebranded and had the new website done all at the same time.
Got there in the end. Got there in the end.
So yeah, well, if I knew
Yeah.
what I knew now, then I would from day one I would have just gone with the new brand and the new website.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, we're there now, and
Yeah, we're there now. Yeah, we're still moving forward.
it looks great. So last part then, just to wrap this video up. So thank you very much so far. So we've created, we went through the strategy, went through Rebrand, creating a brand kit, creating first website, then the second website, and now going forward, the ongoing development, particularly looking at drainage for you, but also how to help with aircon and heat pumps. It's never finished, is it? No.
No, and I've got a long list of stuff. I know we've got stuff we're working on now, but I've still got plenty of stuff in the pipeline that I'll be sending you off to carry on with. Got to keep moving forward, otherwise we'll get left behind.
So it's just ongoing development. Always.
Yeah.
What's the
got to be up to
priority?
date. It's got to be up to date, and it's got to be relevant. It's no good talking about if your website's 10 years old and it's talking about condensing boilers. It doesn't mention heat pumps. The world's going to heat pumps.
Yeah.
Whether people like it or not, if they took the time to understand it better, then they'd be on board like a lot of other people are.
I think what makes you stand out a little bit more than a lot of the people that I speak to, a lot of people came from traditional gas boilers and moved into heat pumps. But you're also aircon as well, and you're also drainage. So, there's lots of areas. No, if we were just talking about boilers, there's lots of content to create around boilers. If you want to dominate a very built-up competitive area like yourselves, that can just go on and on. But the fact that you're doing other technologies, other services, the list is endless. Of opportunities that we can look at. So, I'm looking forward to 22.6. I'm looking forward to that new landing page that you've ordered.
Yeah, there's plenty to get done. We've got those new landing pages in progress. I'm looking forward to seeing those. And there's a few more landing page ideas that I want to stick on the list as well.
Good. Right, we'll call it at that. Thank you very much, Michael from Bromley Energy.
Cheers, Tom.
Cheers, buddy.